Let's kick this one off right away. How's it going, y'all? Aiden Anderson here with the Moscow Minutes. Yes, I'm on a couch rather than at my desk for this video, but it's fine. It's comfy. The local primary elections took place this past Tuesday, and though the county has yet to officially canvass the votes, we can look through the numbers and give you some results. I should mention first that most of the races in this year's primary went uncontested, meaning that only one person ran for that particular position in the primary election. Those folks will go on to compete in the upcoming November election, so to those candidates, congratulations and best of luck. Next up, the results of the contested races. In the Republican state senator race, incumbent Senator Dan Foreman beat out candidate Robert Blair by just over 9% of the vote. Similarly, incumbent Representative Lori McCann beat out candidates Colton Bennett and David Dalby, with each candidate taking just over 43%, 38%, and 18% of the vote, respectively. Congratulations to both Foreman and McCann, and best of luck in November. The other contested elections include local school district levies, all of which passed this year, and precinct committeeman elections for the various local parties. We'll have a link posted with this video if you want to look more closely at these elections and their results. We've received some questions this week about former Moscow Police Chief James Frey and his run for sheriff against the incumbent sheriff Richie Skiles. Frey was not an option to choose from on the primary ballot, and some folks are wondering why. The answer is because Frey is running an unaffiliated campaign and thus doesn't fall under any party banner. Without a party, there's no place for him in the primary election as things currently stand. That being said, folks will get a chance to vote for him if they so choose in November alongside incumbent Sheriff Richie Skiles and newcomer Christopher Middleton. Okay, so we had a primary election this week. What else happened? Let's look at the Moscow City Council meeting. The meeting began with proclamations for EMS Week and Memorial Day, followed by a vote on some consent agenda items. That doesn't usually happen. Typically, all these items pass as a unit without a second look, but the council can choose to pull items from the consent list to examine and vote on separately if they have a compelling reason to do so. In this case, Councilor Drew Davis asked for item D, a proposed lot line adjustment for the Eddington subdivision, to be pulled due to a conflict of interest and a need for him to abstain from the voting process. The rest of the council voted to approve said adjustment. Haley Lewis also asked that item F, a Moscow Home Depot development agreement, be pulled and reviewed in order to ensure public visibility of this item, since the Home Depot conversation has been a matter of occasional controversy with a number of speculations attached to it. Let's look at her explanation of this particular item.
Haley.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to pull it. I got the full review of this at the last week's Public Works and Finance meeting, and after sleeping on it, I am not changing what my perspective on in the conversation to recommend approval was, but I thought it was important to add some additional visibility as this is one of the steps that is a given. And I also wanted to make sure that the public understood that it's an approved use of the land on is it Motor Business right now as zoned. And so in an effort to be extra transparent, I just wanted to be clear. And if Bill can share a few more details about what it is. I was worried that some of the things I was seeing on that blasted digital device you were saying, people talking on Facebook implying that it was our chance to approve or deny the building of the building or what the building looked like. And that is not what this is. So Bill, if you could help with some context, I guess.
Compared to the last meeting, this one was pretty mild. The council first looked at a memorandum of understanding between the city and the Moscow School District. The two parties are looking at jointly funding a study that will explore the feasibility of developing a 44-acre property on West Palouse River Drive into a future new elementary school, complete with athletic fields and a city park. The city purchased this property back in 2002, but ultimately did not develop it as planned at the time. With the city and school district having worked together in the past on athletic fields and similar projects, this memorandum, or MOU, would continue the trend of ongoing collaboration. The MOU was then approved unanimously by the Moscow City Council. Next up, an interesting meeting of minds. Latah County Commissioner Kathy LaFortune addressed the council regarding the possible formation of a housing authority for the county to assist with the various difficulties residents are facing when it comes to housing. The presentation consisted mostly of LaFortune describing the concept of a housing authority and what it does, and the council listened through the descriptions of the present local housing difficulties and why current efforts to solve those problems have proven insufficient, particularly for those in lower income brackets. The council then asked questions of the presentation, which LaFortune and her assistant addressed. If a housing authority were to be formed in Latah County, it would act as a separate government entity from both the city and the county, able to elect its own board members, apply for its own grants, accept donations, and form its own bylaws. However, it would not have the power to levy taxes of any kind. What funds it raises through grants or donations would be used in the service of various housing enterprises, including buying, demolishing, planning, and building, as well as investigating poor housing situations. The only vote to be had on the subject was simply to receive the presentation and its materials, which, of course, the council did. However, I suspect that the housing authority conversation is far from over, and we'll be hearing more about it. Unfortunately, I don't have a county update for you this week. If you happen to have time in your schedule, though, the commissioner meetings are open to the public, and they typically meet in the mornings and afternoons on Tuesdays at the county courthouse. Be sure to check the schedule on the county website if you want to see specific times for specific items. That's all I have for you this week. A big shout out to everyone who participated either by voting or by running in this year's primary election. November is 6 months away, and we'll be sure to keep you posted on everything leading up to it. As always, we'll have the relevant links posted with this video, and if you have any questions, please reach out. This is Aiden Anderson with the Moscow Minutes. We'll see you next time.